Good day and welcome to my channel. This is Bruce the Boss Brooks, and today is Saturday, April 3rd, 2021, and let's talk about what we know so far about the attack on the Capitol that occurred, unfortunately, yesterday on Good Friday, April the 2nd. This is a follow-up to the video I did as it was practically as it was happening yesterday, now that we know more about the attacker. But before I go on, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please don't forget to smash on that subscribe button. Your subscriptions go a long way with helping my channel improve in the algorithm. Don't forget to like this video, comment on this video. I would love to respond, hear your thoughts, and open up the dialogue. All right, so with that out of the way, here's what we know so far about yesterday's deadly Capitol attack. So sources have identified the suspect in the deadly Capitol attack as Noah Green, a 25-year-old young man from Indiana with ties to Virginia and the Nation of Islam. Green had allegedly slammed his sedan into two police officers near the Capitol North barricade and the entrance where the Capitol members and their aides come and go. This unfortunately resulted in the death of Capitol Officer William Billy Evans, as well as injured another Capitol officer. Green did not appear to have a criminal record. Source says this was a lone wolf attack. Media sources have been able to get their hands on his Facebook account prior to Facebook promptly removing any and everything about Green's profile. One of the things it did note in this right here is a post from Green's account, I believe Facebook account, done back on March the 17th, where he does mention he has, though, been going through some hard times, recently lost his job due to some afflictions, of which some are contributing to a lot of mental instabilities. But he also attributes him losing his job to his spiritual journey, going through some tough times this past year in particular with the coronavirus. And I love how he mentions in here too the national debt as another one of his worries of what's been really troubling him over this last year. So you had the pandemic, the virus, but also the growing national debt. It's been weighing heavily on his mind this past year. However, the teachings of the Honorable Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam has helped get him through. His association with Farrakhan, Nation of Islam, is important here, as well as a Facebook post he had done around the same time where he identified or labeled the United States as the enemy of the black people. Very important to his frame of thought. And so let me play a couple of videos, and then I'll also play another video regarding what the police investigation initially reported on this, but how his association with the Nation of Islam, and particularly the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, kind of plays into the motive of what may have happened. So here is a video that actually got circulated on the internets from the Nation of Islam, or ministers of the Nation of Islam, actually yesterday as things were unfolding. So go ahead and listen to this.
According to the VAERS system, there are over 1,500 deaths directly connected to the Moderna and or the Pfizer and now the Johnson & Johnson shots, as well as over 35,000 adverse reactions. So are you telling me that in less than 4 months, more people have died from these experimental shots than the 600 that died in the 40 years during the Tuskegee experiment? Did you hear what I just said?
Yes, sir.
More people have died from these experimental shots in the last 4 months than the 600 people who died during the Tuskegee experiment in 40 years. So you need to answer us very clearly. The people are not going to stand for it. And I'm just saying, according to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, his words, if you force this on us, we will take that as a declaration of war. Say it again. According to the
So there we go. Louis Farrakhan and ministers of the Nation of Islam yesterday, same day as the attack from Noah Green, have declared war on the United States if they continue to push these COVID-19 vaccines, whether it's the Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, Moderna, they're declaring war because they do not trust it because of the associated deaths attributed to the vaccine from those who have already taken it. As it stands right now on the CDC's own website, which I'll probably do another video on that, they have reported over 2,509 deaths associated to the vaccine. And these ministers here are comparing the vaccine to the Tuskegee experiment done on blacks during the early 20th century. And they don't trust it. And if it's being forced on them via these vaccine passports, the Nation of Islam is declaring war. Now let's hear from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan in a tweet video he posted on his Twitter page on December the 16th, 2020, but I believe was actually taken on December the 12th, a few days prior. And this is his opinion of what's being done to the black community. Quick listen.
And now we have to survive because the death plan is in motion. What is the death plan? You say, well, black folks are the most prone to the COVID virus. Why is that? Because of the comorbidity conditions, diabetes, heart failure, obesity. Name all the comorbidity problems. We lead in that. But let me ask you this. How did we get in this condition?
Come on.
Did you know that there's food that they prepare for you and me in the hood, that they kill us by zip code? When they know your zip code, they send the worst food in for us to consume. Talk to me.
Yes, sir.
Flint, Michigan is not an accident.
Yes, sir.
They're killing us through the water. You're a young man and have erectile dysfunction. I'm not meaning to be vulgar, but our old folks died with the ability to make a baby.
Yes, sir.
You need pills. You're already on death row and don't even know it.
That's straight from the Louis Minister, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, as he talks about the death plan. He has a lot of good points, mind you. When you look at this COVID-19 virus, who is it attacking more so? Who is it affecting greater than anyone else? Your elderly population, of course, but the CDC came out with a report a few weeks ago that also indicated that 78% of all hospitalizations to COVID were people who were vastly overweight and or considered obese. And 90% of all COVID-related deaths worldwide happen in countries where obesity and adults overweight is a serious problem. 90% of all COVID deaths worldwide occurred only in the few countries where obesity is an issue. So he has a point. One's physical health, your diet, exercise do play a part in how this virus attacks you, although he's making the claim that these were done specifically to target blacks, because all we heard for a while there in 2020 was how this was disproportionately affecting the black community. And he raises good points. Why is that? It's not our genetics. We're not genetically predisposed to high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, obesity. It's in the diet, it's in the food. Just look at the foods we eat, the over-reliance on fast food, processed foods. Soul food, even if you do cook, soul food is mostly consisting of chitlins and or pork. Fried chicken is a staple. We all know how bad fried food is for you. And then you have your baked macaroni and cheese, something that I've loved and also been known to make really well, but it's an overabundance on cheese, which is bad for your cholesterol, bad for your arteries if you consume on a regular basis. So even our own home-cooked meals, aka soul food, associated with Black Americans, is extremely bad for one's health. And now he's making it more of a dubious plot, specifically targeting Blacks over these decades. So this is the mindset of Noah Green. He's predisposed to already believe that America is the enemy of Black people. He said that himself on his Facebook post. You have yesterday, on the day that he made his lone wolf attack, the Nation of Islam, under the guise of Louis Farrakhan, or speaking for Louis Farrakhan, said, "We declare war on America if you force this vaccine," which it seems as though they are with the vaccine passport. And you have a previous video of Louis Farrakhan also saying the death of the Black neighborhoods, Black community, has been part of the death plan for decades when you look at what foods they're sending to the Black communities. And I find that oddly suspicious. After this here press conference, you'll hear one of the reporters here on the right ask the chief investigator, and this was early on, was this a terrorist attack? And hear his response.
Sir?
Is this a terrorism-related issue?
It does not appear to be terrorism related, but obviously we'll continue to investigate.
I'm trying to say, like, okay, this doesn't appear to be terrorist. Why? Because he is Black? When if you actually invest, the best answer would have been, we don't know just yet. We're early on in the investigation. But hear how quickly he was at dismissing the idea that this was a terrorist act, when all indications seem to point, when you put all the pieces together. His Facebook post said, America, the U.S. government is destroying Black people, or the enemy of Black people. The Nation of Islam that same day posted a video saying, "We declare war if you could keep pushing this vaccine on us." Honorable Louis Farrakhan has said that you have been killing us, and here he goes attacking the U.S. Capitol. Of course it's political. He declares or believes y'all to be the enemy. He was just a lone wolf. And I don't want to disparage any and everyone who is a part of the Nation of Islam for the acts of one extremist. Yes, they may share a lot of these same beliefs about the country, organized plots against particular individuals in the country, particularly African Americans, but you have many, many followers of the Nation of Islam who, though share these beliefs, thoughts, a lot of them make sense, but at the same time, do not in any way condone the actions of Noah Green. So just want to put that out there. He definitely was more of an extremist who used these beliefs and these teachings to justify his actions, but you have probably just as many who will condemn him, even though they may share some of the sentiments. So I wanted to put that out there. But another thing I wanted to talk about is the media and the manipulation that I feel as though is going on. Because right after the first Capitol attack back in January, social media was quick to ban Trump, and yet I still see Louis Farrakhan's Twitter page is currently up. I haven't been on Facebook in months, so I can't speak to whether or not if he and or the Nation of Islam still have a Facebook page. But again, Twitter hasn't been quick to move anything. YouTube still has video clips of Louis Farrakhan. So I would love to see whether or not if there is equity. I don't agree with censorship at all. I don't think they should remove any of the Nation of Islam or Louis Farrakhan's accounts. But I just find it to be interestingly hypocritical that there was an attack done on the Capitol again yesterday that seems to have been inspired by the Nation of Islam, inspired by the teachings of Louis Farrakhan. And their accounts are still perfectly fine, intact. And yet, former President Donald Trump, they were quick to not only remove him, but his daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, recently did an interview with Donald Trump, posted it on her Facebook page, and they were quick to remove it, saying even his voice is no longer allowed. Like, there definitely seems to be an agenda that protects the Black community and even some of the most extreme elements, while all the while condemning anyone that seems to be on the far right or anyone on the right of Bernie Sanders, condemning and castigating all conservative Republicans as being these evil white supremacists, and it's all about suppressing them while protecting the black community or black voices, so long as those black voices don't identify as Republican or conservative. So that's my take on it. I'd love to see how long this Capitol story lasts in the media, because right now they seem to only be focused on the fallen officer, William Evans. My prayers go out to his family, but they seem to be suspiciously quiet on Noah Green as much as they can, and or his affiliations to Louis Farrakhan and the Nation of Islam. It has been trending on Twitter, Louis Farrakhan. However, Twitter has been really quick to push it down in the top 20 or top 29 trending tweets. Despite the fact that it has been trending, they're not allowing it to stay in their top 29 tweets on that trending page, because again, it negatively reflects on the black community. God forbid that would trend. However, had this been a white individual, wonder how long white supremacy would be trending and or Capitol attack, insurrection, yada, yada, yada. So I don't see this story lasting very long. I already go to a lot of other mainstream media websites, and they only want to talk about the officer, not about the attack and or things that led up to the attack, and the story is being buried. So we'll see how quickly this goes wayside after the weekend. That's my thoughts. If you agree, feel free to, again, subscribe to my channel, like this video. I would love to hear your comments on this video, regardless of how you feel one way or another, and I'll be sure to try to respond to all. Thank you for watching. This is Bruce the Boss Brooks, and I'm out. Peace.